Welcome to RE Uncut. Our daily shows are supported by Printforce, Shore Agents, Rock End and CoreLogic.
Hello. Well, this week we'll be joined by Shannan Whitney from BresicWhitney. I'll tell you a little bit about Shannan in a moment, but first I'd like to tell you some news about how Real Estate Uncut is going to look moving forward. After just over 11 years, I've decided to step back, and while I'll still be involved every day, it'll be from the other side of the camera. The shows are going to still keep coming to you every day, as they have done now for, well, just over 3,000 days, would you believe? Each week, as well as a new guest, will feature a different anchor. Now, this is going to bring a fresh approach, some different questions, but certainly some fresh faces. This week I'm proud to say that Dean Yeo jumps into the host chair. He does a fabulous job of talking to one of this country's leading agents and business leaders in Shannan Whitney. As you're going to hear in today's show, Shannan was very heavily influenced in the early stages of his career by one of the industry's most influential leaders, who incidentally has been a guest on this show on a number of occasions. He shares that story today with Dean Yeo. Back in just a moment.
Your business card is a vital selling tool and a constant visual reminder of who you are, what you do, and more importantly, how you can be contacted. Introducing our new Velvet business cards, featuring a luxurious premium laminate that has a velvet texture and is soft to the touch. Printed on a resilient 450 GSM card, these cards can be printed with a range of spot gloss and foiling options to give your office that prestigious look.
G'day Shannan, it's Dean. Now, wanted to ask you the question of how have you reinvented real estate in Sydney? Because you've had 18 years and you're doing a cracker job.
Yeah, 18 years. Hi, Dean.
Hiya.
I don't think that we have reinvented real estate in Sydney, is my answer to that. Look, from my observations, I think that the biggest seismic shift that I've seen in my 25 years in the industry was probably John McGrath's influence in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
That's probably been, in my experience, the most significant shift from a real estate industry's point of view in terms of really changing the game.
Yeah.
I've seen and certainly witnessed that the term innovation has been used a lot in the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. I think that, people like us and brands like us have taken the industry platform, and I think that we've either tweaked and improved certain elements. I've seen businesses and brands like us perhaps really focus in one or two key areas and do perhaps extremely well in some of those areas. However, I would say that a full reinvention and a kind of total change in direction from the real estate industry in terms of our practice and service delivery, I don't think I've seen that really since John McGrath's day in the 80s and the early 90s.
That was when he brought out that book, You Inc. was somewhere in that time, I think, wasn't it?
I'm not sure whether the book was the reason for that.
No.
I think
chicken egg, which came first, but you were also exposed, you were internal to that around that time as well, weren't you?
Yeah, look, it was a formidable period, and I have to say, as an agent and young person at 21, being exposed to that transition was a really important, education period for me as a person and as a real estate agent. And really what John did was, for those of us that are old enough, the word service was not a word that was accustomed to real estate. Real estate was really something that happened and something that people did, but the term service wasn't part of that delivery. John introduced not just a new way of doing things, but a new mindset. And that mindset really changed not just what certain businesses did, it really changed the bar and the level of expectations on an agency side and also from a customer point of view. And you know, when you fast forward 20 or 30 years, really all of us in our different ways, shapes and forms have benefited from that. And we're, I guess for some of us, we're now looking at ways that we can take that format and potentially look at doing some of those elements a bit better.
I think that you were exposed to him in that space, and then what did you then decide to go out at 27 or something, then to go and take it even to another level as far as in your own agency? That was a bold move.
Look, it was. I think, yeah. I mean, I think most real estate businesses that start now is no different. Probably don't necessarily start with a vision and a purpose. I think that it's it's like a tree. A tree will grow a lot of branches and a lot of leaves, and things will start to break away. And you can see why that happens because real estate businesses are very siloed and they're very individual, and the individual mindset and ethos tends to be at the core of most businesses. So when you look at, say, a McGrath's in the 80s and 90s, it was a very different ethos and a very different tree than it was, 15 years later. It has to be. So I guess it's natural to see that branches break off. Branches and trees want to grow in a different area, and that's essentially what happened to us. And we did that without necessarily having a clear plan or a vision in mind. We did that more so probably out of stupidity and also too that your priorities change and you start to think that you can do some things better. There are some things that you certainly can't do better, but there are probably some things that you can. So that's really kind of what drives that, that natural evolution, I think, of people opening up their own business.
Look, I think that's been fantastic, and I look forward to tomorrow where we bring the next stage of that one. So thanks, Shannan. Cheers.
All right, thanks, Dean.
The daily RE Uncut shows are supported by Printforce, Shore Agents, Rock End and CoreLogic. RE Uncut is one of the anchor shows at retplus.com, the home of property.